I'm glad you brought it up because this is a very striking image. This is seen from Russia a couple of days ago. The supporters of Navalny, who is the political opponent of Putin in Russia, this is a photo of some of his supporters being surrounded, very much like what we saw in Victoria.
I was about to say, that looks like Victoria in the winter.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Comrade Dan is doing. And if the Victorians are so dense, if they're so somnambulant, that they are not willing to stand up for other people's right to free speech, theirs will be shut down. Now, this is horrifying, and yet it's happening in Victoria.
And the other news that we heard was also that the military in the US were also looking into the backgrounds of, they were saying the whole military should have a stand down to address white supremacy and in the ranks of the military, which is insane because not only do they insult these people by making the National Guard sleep in a car park, I don't know if you saw that when they were in Washington DC, but they were also investigating stuff like if you liked the Gadsden flag, which was, I don't know if you know the history of the Gadsden flag. It's the snake which says like "Don't tread on me."
Oh, don't tread on me! Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's not a controversial flag. It's literally one from like the Revolution or something. It's very frustrating seeing the crackdown that they're doing because it has nothing to do with what's going on. And to those progressives that have been egging on the censorship, hosts of progressive media, and this is from Blaze News, a lot of hosts from progressive media are realizing that they're being arbitrarily demonetized by YouTube. That means they can't run ads anymore. Like, what did you guys think was going to happen?
You know, a lot of the time I feel like Winston Churchill in 1935, 36 saying, I have a problem with this Adolf Hitler chap. And everyone's saying, no, don't worry about it. Let's do more trade. Let's engage. Let's
do more trade.
God.
I can talk about this. Okay, I'm not talking about violence, but I'm really on the edge here, guys. I will remind you when this is a hot topic. So AOC revealed that she's a victim of sexual assault. She's a survivor, and she recounted the trauma of the Capitol riot on a very long Instagram live, where she said, "I thought everything was over." Now, she was claiming that there were people after her, and she made it sound like she was in the Capitol, and she was recounting the events. Now, I'm not showing violent events, so this is fine, this segment, but everyone believed that this was the truth. And why was she talking about this? She was being politically opportunistic. She was trying to sort of trump up a feeling of hate against Trump and what he did in inciting violence, and because his impeachment trial's on, as a lot of people know. A day went by, and it turns out that the Capitol is over here, and AOC was actually over here. She was nowhere near the event. And before the rioters were any danger to her, she was in a completely different spot. So she was lying through her teeth. What's going on here? And
she's an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know if people remember this, but it was there was evidence online, YouTube and reports, probably been removed now. But AOC was one of a number of people that answered a casting call. So she was actually, there were a whole bunch of people that were looking for this archetypal character that could appeal to the masses, that could be fed lines and then allegedly represent their interests. So she's nothing but an actor. That's it. And the evidence was there, the actual... You know, when you do a casting call, they get you to read the lines to see whether you're persuasive or not, right? And there's a series of videos, and she was one of them, reading the lines. Yeah. And they decided she's the one. She fits the bill. She's sort of ethnically interesting, so therefore she's the right colour, apparently. That's important. Melanin determines value these days on the left.
For sure.
But she's an actor, so why should anybody be surprised? I mean, nobody believes that Alan Alda from MASH was a doctor. Nobody believes that, what's his name? Played William Wallace, Australian.
Oh, yeah.
American. Mel Gibson. Nobody believes that Mel Gibson can swing a sword.
Yeah.
He's an actor. Yeah. They read lines, they perform, and they stir people's souls. Do you know that actors were so reviled at one point in history that they were almost, as an arrest, it was almost an illegal event to be an actor? That's how much they were reviled. But she's an actor, like most of them. And she was specifically selected and trained up to do what she's doing. So Ocasio-Cortez is nothing but a fraud, a massive fraud. And when you said everyone believes her, it's not that they believe her. The news goes out and there's no counter-argument because the mainstream media and big tech won't allow the counter-argument to come up. As you know, they're shutting every counter-argument. So any argument that doesn't get countered is then, by default, the winner.
Yeah.
That's why we push back hard. Someone says something stupid.
Yeah.
I'll push back real hard just to give the people an opportunity to hear the other side. Now, they can believe me or not believe me. That's like that imbecile Justice Burton and his comments about the defence culture, the warrior culture needs to be destroyed. And that pompous ass, I think I called him a pompous ass, and suggested he have a look at the culture of the legal fraternity, which is awash with cocaine and pedophiles. You got to push back. You never let it stand. That's what people never got about Trump. They would say, oh, he demeans himself because he answers this nonsense or whatever. No. This is a fight to the death. You don't stand in the ring with your opponent and let him beat the crap out of you for 15 rounds and then smile at the crowd and say, see, I won because I didn't hit back. No, you win when your opponent is flat on the canvas and barely breathing. That's a win. Now, you can do it in the first round, you do it in the 15th round, but you hit hard, you knock them out, and then it is unequivocal. So everything must be counted. Every claim by the left must be counted. And the reason hot on this one at the moment, I was the unfortunate accident of listening to one of the shock jocks in Sydney recently, and the tidal wave of outright falsehoods that this guy was peddling was incredible, and there was no counter voice, not one. Yeah. And so the people think, well, it must be true because everyone believes it. Everybody says it. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. Anyway.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
She's an actor. She's a fraud.
Yeah.
And anybody with half a wit can see it.
Yeah. I don't know if she's an actor. I've actually been following her for a very, very long time, since I was progressive when she was first earmarked. It was back when even Jimmy Dore, you remember Jimmy Dore, the true progressive, even he helped give her a leg up, and he's very annoyed with her now because she's become very establishment.
She always was establishment, but she's not establishment.
Yeah.
She's deep state establishment.
Yeah, interesting.
She's just another puppet that'll be used like every politician on the planet.
Yeah. I reckon she's like every other politician, but what happened was she was picked up by this organization called the Justice Democrats, which was started by Big Cenk at TYT, and also helped up by true progressives like Jimmy Dore. She got in and she started tasting how sweet the political elite life was like. She started to change on her sort of progressive underroots, and then after that, and then she just sort of went for the these things don't necessarily start.
I don't think she changed. I got to disagree with you.
Okay,
she knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted to be a politician. Now that's a means to an end, not an end. If your end is to be a politician, that's easy. Just take the money, bend over, and away you go. That's a means to an end. And she's achieving exactly what she set out to achieve. I want to be a politician. I want my face on camera. I want. That's why A1's objective is it's to save the country. There's a big difference. What do you want to do? Save the country. And as you know, politics is one of 6 lines of operation, the most visible but the least important. We can save the country and never get one member elected. That's why I'm relaxed about all of this stuff. Can you see the difference about what your intention is? Her intention is transparent.
Yeah.
I want to be a politician. I want my face on TV. I want fame and glory. I told you how you persuade people.
Yeah.
Money, power, sex, money, fame, power, ideology, and then a bunch of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
She fell for the first couple. She didn't need the sex, but the fame and the money. So she's achieved exactly what she intended to achieve.
Yeah, the bartender with an economics degree. Yeah, no, she's
So
one way or another, she is not in a good place right now, and not many people are very happy with her, except the establishment is, and that's a problem.